Hello, class. This is Dr. Thompson, your English 1102 instructor. I wanted to come to you today and talk a little bit about this archetype assignment. Be sure that you understand what I mean, what we mean by archetypes, and what some of the associations we have with these words are, and how they allow us to better interpret the literature. I'm just going to start with fire and go down and kind of give you my thoughts on the archetypes. Some of you have done a great job with this assignment in the ones I've graded so far, and you've made some excellent points, some of which I will be stealing, quite frankly, in this presentation. But I want to just talk about all of them briefly here. So let's start with fire. And fire is interesting because it can be either good or bad, depending on the context. Fire certainly can be destructive. Obviously, a great fire is a bad thing. Hell is bad because of all the fire. But fire can also be warming and comforting, like a campfire, or any kind of fire that you warm yourself around. Of course, it gives you light. It gives you a lot of positive things, fire does. And of course, fire is also passion. Fire, you have the fire in your belly, the fire to do something. The fire it can be either positive or negative. The same with rain. Rain depends often on what kind of rain it is. A drizzle, a slow kind of depressing rain is a sad, depressing day. But rain can also be cleansing. Rain can be baptizing. Remember that scene? I always talk about that scene at the end of the great movie Shawshank Redemption, when the guy is coming out of the sewer and he is being reborn, and all the sewage and all is washing off of him. The rain is cleansing him, and he comes out of the sewage and he puts his arms up like this, if you'll remember, like he's Jesus on the cross. He has been reborn since he's escaped from prison. He is reborn, and the rain is washing him clean from his sins, as it is washing him clean from the sewage and the mud and the grime. So the rain is a very, very positive cleansing thing here. Whereas again, it can be destructive. The flood obviously is destructive, and it can be sad. Rain can be a lot of different things. The ocean, lots of different bodies of water. The ocean is vast and unknown and huge. You can't, you get lost in the ocean. It's very much different. There's a great Billy Joel song called "The River of Dreams," if you know it from the 90s or 80s, whenever that song was. But it has a line: "We all end in the ocean, we all start in the stream, we're all carried along by the river of dreams." So we end in the ocean. The ocean is heaven or eternity, if you're a religious person. The ocean is eternity, and this vast future is the ocean. Whereas we start in the stream. We start in just this little narrow part of our life, and then by the end we have gone out to the ocean. And what is it that gets us from the stream to the ocean? Of course, it's the river of dreams. The river is often moving us into the future, moving us into the life that we imagine. A river is the journey of life. Just around the river bend, Pocahontas is in the river, and we're all moving along the river, and we don't know what's going to happen around the river bend, but the river keeps on flowing. A river runs through it. Of course, a wonderful movie. Rivers are all over literature, all over popular music. There are lots of rivers. The journey of time, the journey of life. Anyway, moving on here. Forest is a place of danger. You get lost in a forest. You can't really find your way. In a lot of ways, the opposite of a forest is a garden. A garden is planned. A garden is peaceful. A garden is beautiful. A forest is the opposite. A forest is tangled, and you get lost in the forest. It's dangerous. Lots of times in literature, people, in fairy tales, characters get lost in the forest as they're going to grandmother's house or whatever. A tree is interesting. A tree is often that individual that's firmly rooted to the ground, like your family tree, the roots of your life, the roots of your family. And so that tree is often that strong, sturdy individual that we all aspire to be. A tree, think about Pocahontas. I think it was Pocahontas' grandmother, if I remember correctly, spoke through the tree. Cinderella's mother was in a tree. So that idea of an individual being associated with a tree is quite common. there are other uses for that as well. But anyway, a mountain, of course, a mountain most obviously is an obstacle. You have to climb. Ain't no river high enough, or ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no river wide enough, whatever that song is. The mountain is between you and your goal. You have to climb the mountain. A mountain, though, and someone made this point just then in one of your works, in one of your assignments that I just graded, talks about how a mountain is closer to God. I have been to the mountaintop, Martin Luther King said. I've been close to God. The gods lived on Mount Olympus, for goodness sake, in mythology. So a mountain is often a highly, a high, desirable place up there again near the gods. Light and darkness is pretty obvious, pretty clear, especially when I put the Star Wars reference in there. Light is good and darkness is bad, and there's often a battle between the good and the evil. The Crossroads is just that journey, that decision you have to make. The Robert Frost poem, two roads met in the yellow with two, what is that? Two roads converge. I forgot the line. But anyway, it's all about that moment in the speaker's life when he was at a crossroads and he had to decide which way to go. The devil, there's that mythology of the devil and that jazz player, whatever, meeting the devil at the crossroads, and he had to decide which way to go in his life. Red, of course, there's lots of associations with red. It can be evil, the devil. Red, of course, can be love, like Valentine's Day. Red is passion and energy. And, I always say that, I always ask students in class, how many of you have your bedroom painted red at home? And of course, the answer is usually no one. No one wants to sleep in a red bedroom because that's going to wake you up. That's going to be energetic. And, you want your bedroom to be painted in a soothing, mellow color, a light blue or a light green or, white, something that's going to soothe you and calm you at the end of the day instead of rev you up and get you excited like the color red. Again, green is a more soothing, natural color. We think of green. To me, the biggest association I have with green is just nature. You go green, so to speak. You are close to nature. Green also, of course, is the color of envy. There are other associations with green. White is just purity. Innocence. A bride wears white because, theoretically she's a virgin. She's pure. She's innocent. White. And of course, black is the opposite. Black is the evil. Black is dark and menacing, often to the character dressed in white. And then the number 3, again, you think of all kinds of threes in Christianity, the Trinity, the Christ, of course, rose on the third day, the 3 wise men, the 3 crosses, and 3 is often a symbol of what I've read before is a 3 is that symbol of God and religion. Again, the Trinity, the religious, 3 is the number of God, if you will. And then 4 is man, our 4 limbs, 2 arms, 2 legs, that's 4. And so the completeness, the number of completeness, the 3 plus the 4 is 7. So that's why a lot of times 7 is considered a lucky number. 7 is a number that we associate again with God and man being complete. So anyway, those are just some thoughts I have about those. There are tons of those are just 15. All colors, numbers, shapes, things in nature. So many things have archetypal associations. We're just scratching the surface here. But anyway, that's the way I want you to think through this assignment and really all assignments in this class. When we read something and I want you to kind of pick it apart and analyze it and talk about what it means, that's what I want you to do. Why is there fire in this part of the literature? How does that fire relate to the theme of the work? Is it a positive fire or is it a negative fire? Is it a fire that relates to good things or bad things? And again, make that fire have some kind of a symbolic, metaphorical, figurative, archetypal meaning. That's your charge as you analyze this literature, and that active analysis of making meaning of things is going to pay off for you no matter what career you're in. It will help you to analyze tax returns if you're an accountant. It will help you analyze someone's medical problem if you're going to the medical field. So it's a great skill to have, to be able to analyze and make meaning of things, and take the larger literary work in this case and pick it apart and get down to the meaning of its individual words. So anyway, hopefully that was helpful to you. I will hush and thank you for your attention, and good luck the rest of the semester. And please let me know if you ever have any questions or ever need anything at all. I look forward to working with you, and I will see you again from time to time with these videos, and I will talk to you later.